All right, we are transplanting our tomato plants from the cups into the ground. We're going to do 5 of them along the back rows here. We got 2 in already. This is a Perrin variety. Haven't grown this one before, but started it from seeds, one of the ones that was in the classroom. I'm digging a nice hole in somewhere about the center of my row here. These things will get pretty big. Well, I'm going deep enough to where I can get the entire cup plus several inches of the stem in the ground. I want to go a little bit deeper than what you can already see. All the roots starting to spread out. So these guys are ready to get in the ground. Let's go a little bit deeper there. Look at that. Work some soil in around either side. And kind of put a mound around it. You know, just put that there so we'll remember what we planned. I'm going to come back and record what we put where. But that's what we'll do. We'll go ahead and do all 5 of these tomatoes here, and then we'll come back and plant a few peppers and some beans too. All right, now we are putting some peppers in the ground, a little bit deeper. I've got banana pepper over here, and then 3 different jalapenos going in here. We love our jalapenos, pickled especially. So we'll see how these do. But these are going in the ground in some I should say biodegradable little planter containers that I started them in. And these guys are a little tiny, so I'm worried about their long-term health. Going in the ground a little small, but they'll do better in the ground than they will in those cups. So get them going. And then we'll put cages on these guys too. Putting in some green beans now. Got several different varieties going in these beds over here. Ager's covering up some right there, getting them in the ground. And then I'm putting in another row right here of the same kind she's got, just from a different vendor, so that we can see which ones work the best. And these are all heirloom varieties, which means we can save some beans and dry the seeds and plant them again next year. That's what I've been trying to do lately with all my beans and tomatoes and squashes and things like that. That's probably good. Over in this bed, we put some golden butterwax beans. Never tried this variety before. And over here on this side, we're going to be putting down some dragon tongue. Just a little bit here, not too crazy. Some dragon tongue, which I've never tried these before either. Okay. And they're pretty cool looking. Look kind of like a pinto bean. Okay, but they'll make this color pod hopefully. And I'm actually putting beans in beds that I've never had beans in before. If you recall, beans are legumes, and who can tell me what a legume is good for? You got to think back to the ecology unit and the types of plants that fix nitrogen. Okay, legumes form relationships with nitrogen-fixing bacteria, and so they're really good to put in your soil every couple of years or so to help increase the good nitrogen-fixing colonies of bacteria in the soil. So that's what we'll do as our last bed for the night, and then we will call it a day. All right, it is a rainy Friday. Coming to you from the cover of my garage at the moment, and I was out looking at some stuff. Wanted to show you all this. This is kind of gross, so some of you may not appreciate this. Sometimes when it rains, coming out of the ground are all these fly larvae. Let's see if I can get this one to move for you. He might be toast. There's one. Yeah, he's moving. These are soldier fly larvae. I think I saw one of the flies just a second ago, although I don't see it now. Anyway, the rain kind of gets them coming out of their holes. These are the guys that eat up my compost. But here's this. Look at this. Look at that big old greasy thing. Big old grub worm looking larvae. I'm not sure it's an actual grub worm. It's a grub worm of some kind, but that's a little too big to be the ones that turn into June bugs. Anyway, here's the garden as of yesterday, I had to cover it because we received over an inch of rain already, and I didn't want my seeds to drown. And then I put the mesh, the cattle guard, and little iron lattice stuff around it to keep the cat from using the garden as a litter box until the plants get established anyway. So, and then threw some covers on top to hopefully divert some of the rain off of the beans that we planted. All right, so here's one of the actual black soldier flies. They don't bite. You know, they have very short life cycles as mature adults. They spend most of their time in my compost as these ugly guys right here. And some of my AP students may recall back when we did cellular respiration and we did that lab, these are the larvae that I brought in to show how animal cellular respiration rates differ from plant respiration rates. And there's a pretty set of flowers. Just for fun. All right. Again, it's just kind of a rainy Friday and not a whole lot going on today. You guys that are AP students, be sure and check out the AP Classroom page. There's a lot of updates on what's going on as far as that test is concerned. So, and check my reminds and things like that. Pre-AP students and everybody really, the district has come out, if you're not already aware, has come out with a plan for teachers like myself using Google Classroom to administer content the rest of the way. I wouldn't worry a whole lot about grades at this point. That's still part of the equation and still yet to be worked out. But any assignments that I give through Classroom, we do of course expect you to complete them, and I'd like to see how everybody does on those kind of things. And I'll try and make it as fun and interesting as we can along the way, you know, as well as posting these videos and things like that. So again, just remind everybody to take this seriously, you know, to mind local officials and authorities and do your part. You know, if everybody does their part, then life will be back to normal sooner rather than later, okay? And since it is Friday, of course, we have to sign off with our traditional sign-off. Don't drink, don't do drugs. Teenage pregnancy will ruin your life. Y'all have a good weekend. Just a short little snippet of what you're missing if you're quarantined and not out and about these days. The wildflowers are still blooming despite coronavirus.